What is going on? Darth Sticks here, and today we are going to discuss the Naboo raid on our free-to-play account and kind of where our guild is at. And looking around at a few other guilds that are around our same GP, they are kind of in the same situation, it looks like. So you can see here, we have attempted the Naboo raid a couple times now in the month that it's been out. We've tried it once right when it came out. We did an indoor raid, then we tried it again, and now we are back in indoor. And both times we have not gotten the first box. Now, if we take a look at the rewards just from the guild track, you can see really we're missing out on 500 of Mark 3, 12 and a half of Mark 1, and 5,500 of Mark 2. But the problem is when you don't get any rewards, you don't get any of that. So you miss out on everything and you go a entire week, which honestly on the free to play account has slowed it down quite a bit because we've missed out on rewards twice now. We just have not accelerated as much as liked. And you can see here, I have 0 in the new rate. I was never able to, I think one time recently, I got an attack off with Mace, and he did almost no damage to the droid B1. So if you don't kill anything, you don't get any, um, rewards at all. So we are working on one team. So let's look at the unit requirements. So we are trying to build a Jedi team with Luminara lead, Mace, Qui-Gon, uh, Grandmaster Yoda, and then we'll probably have Kit Fisto in there as well. That will be our Jedi team that we kind of put forward. I'm trying to build the Sith Separatist team as well, just for extra damage. But honestly, it has been pretty tough. I don't feel bad building the Qui-Gon, the Mace, the Grandmaster Yoda. Like, they'll go on a nice GAC team as well. Luminara is only really good in this raid. She can go on the same GAC team that I'm going to build, so that's fine. We're going to add, obviously, Anakin Skywalker to that team, and we should be fine. Jedi Knight Anakin on that, and that should be our team that we kind of use in GAC. I think that will be okay. So we're not like wasting resources on a raid that's only going to be around for a little bit. But you can see definitely there's obviously there are people doing amazing at this raid. But I will say for newer guilds, for or lower GP guilds, I'm saying 100,000 or 100 million GP around that point. Like, you may not have the teams built out, and I feel like the first ranks of this, unlike the Endor Speeder Bike raid, like, we can look and see what I have for the Endor Speeder Bike. I'm getting 600,000 plus on the Endor Speeder Bike raid, and these are what we're using. We can actually go over and let's look at the teams because I have them built out right now. Still for what I'm going to use today because we've got another speeder bike raid. So you can see we've got these teams and they're getting about 600,000. I actually just have we can add another rebel because I got what's his name, Wedge, or yeah, I got Wedge, so he is available now to use in this raid as well. So I think we should be in a pretty good shape, and we've got these basic teams. They build other teams that are good in a lot of other game modes. Like, you're getting Imperial Troopers, you're getting a bunch of Rebels. So I mean, honestly, it just made sense, and I think it still makes sense. So let's actually jump into the raid, I think it makes sense for a lot of lower GP guilds to still do the speeder bike raid because you're building good teams that you can use for quite a while. Like, Imperial Troopers do drop off after a little while. Like, once you get into the mid to late game, they drop off. Rebels, like Phoenix, you've got Hera as only the main one. You've got a lot of pilots though in some of those, like Akbar. Those do fall off fairly quickly, but you can use them. They're required for other things. Some of them are needed, like Ewoks and stuff like that are needed for C3PO, which is going to be build your CLS team. C3PO is needed for several Galactic Legends as well, so necessary to build them. But we can look here and let's just look at the rewards. So we have been getting consistently the second box in this. So we are getting more Mark 1 and Mark 2 by doing the Endor Speeder Bike raid, and we're only missing out on 500 Mark 3. Now our goal as a guild is to get that Luminara Jedi team built and then try it again. They've allowed us a couple of speeder bike raids to try to see how everybody is building up to make sure that we can get the first box the next time, so we're not missing out on the Mark 1 or Mark 3, sorry. But honestly, doing the speeder bike raid, Mark 1 and Mark 2 is super important early on to get shards, to get gear, to get the stuff that you need to take your things to Relic. Mark 3 gear really comes in more useful as you're trying to Relic those characters higher and higher. So early on, it's not as necessary to me at 800,000 GP as it is to my account that's at almost 8 million GP. Way more important there that I'm getting that Mark 3. So, but I'm able to also put resources into these teams on my higher account where I'm not able to here. Let's just jump in. Honestly, let's jump into a battle. So let's select a squad. I'm going to select this one. So these, obviously, they're not super high or anything. The Ewoks are just there. We've kind of built these teams up just over time, naturally, as we've built to get some legendaries and some other stuff. We're building these teams up anyways. So I would say if your guild is still doing the Endor Speeder Bike raid, if you're low enough GP, I think that's totally okay and it's totally acceptable, and I think it makes the most sense for a lot of guilds to continue just doing this raid for a little while. I mean, I think I would encourage people to build something for the new raid, but it's honestly a little more difficult to tell people, hey, build up this, Luminara, who's not good in a lot of other game modes, just for this one raid. It's gonna be around for a little while, and I think that is hopefully, I know CG has announced that they are going to look into some of the lower tiers of the Naboo raid, and I hope they do, because honestly it does make it fairly difficult right now. Even on my main account, like the first wave, sometimes I get knocked out, different things happen, and it does make it fairly difficult to get through that. There is some RNG and stuff that does mess me up sometimes, and there's no way to get points without taking someone out, and I think that's the main problem. In this one, you could heal, you could do some other stuff and get people taken out or get some points, just by doing a few other things. So let's go in here and do this, and we're about to lose some people, but we can still get, I got 1,500 extra points there just by hitting a different button instead of trying to knock the person out. So we're able to get some points there. I'm not going to go through this entire run. We should be able to. I'm hoping to get to 800,000 was kind of my goal before the speeder bike raid switched over, but we're still in the speeder bike raid, so we're going to keep going, keep doing this, because it does mean rewards for our account, and that is the main thing to me, that we are still getting Mark 1 and Mark 2 into our account, and it helps us accelerate a little bit. So hopefully, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.